Hello, viewers. Welcome to another episode of Sip and Talk with Vikram. Today, I have something different for you. You usually see me interviewing people about their crafts. We have interviewed authors, musicians, music composers, lawyers, and whatnot. Today, I'm going to bring a book review to you. Those who are new to my book review, please do subscribe to this channel, hit the bell icon, and do post in your comments whether you are liking this idea of my reviewing the books. What is more satisfying than sitting with a hot cup of coffee and a bunch of books and all by myself? I recently came across a beautiful book, The Resurgence of the Resolute. Discover the You in You. And this is written by Satadal Lahiri. This book is published by Notion Press. It is priced at 549 rupees and it has got some 530 pages. So let me briefly take you across this book. I'm not going to read 530 pages and bore you down, but I'm going to just tell you the lovely synopsis of this book. I read it and I enjoyed it. So I thought, why should I not share it with you? Let me tell you briefly about the author of this book. The author is Mr. Satadal Lahiri. He is an engineer by profession and he has worked with renowned corporate houses at various levels of management. He has had a passion for creative writing since school days and had written a lot of articles for newspapers and magazines. He has also written promotional campaigns for the Tata Corporate House. His debut novel was published by Partridge India, which was called Kirdars, A Tale of Character. He followed it up with Kirdars 2, another incomplete story. So Satadal Lahiri is now into consulting and authoring, and he has authored this book recently. The protagonist of the book is Abhijit Das Patnaik, and he is called Patu in this book. This book has got 5 phases, and before I move on to talking about this book, let me show you the love of this author who has sent me an autographed copy of this book. Thank you, Satadal Lahiri, for sending me this autographed copy of the book. I'm going to treasure this book in my library forever. So, as I said, this book has got divided into 5 phases, and they are here are the 5 phases. They are the emergence, the sustenance, the heartbreak, F2 Singapura, are you offended every day? And lastly, the resurgence. Now, coming to the first phase of the book, it is called the emergence. Now, emergence, as the story aims to touch upon the various challenges one can overcome if one develops the grit to do so. One need not be a celebrated personality to have a biography written upon. A commoner too has a story to tell. We commoners inspire ourselves to skim through failures, and it is we who show the verity of resurgence every time we are confronted by mishaps. It is time that the commoner in us is celebrated through our success and we patted ourselves on the back. So the first phase talks about the emergence of the character Pattu. He's a guy who comes from a middle class family in a small town who represents the vast majority of population in India, and life begins with a borrowed dream. Now, what is a borrowed dream? Generally, we adopt the dreams of our parents, our elders, the peers, and of our own sometimes. And here's Pattu's father, who wanted him to be an engineer and work for Tata Steel. Now, that's a prestigious job to work in a Tata Steel, but then Pattu might have had other aspirations. So he stuck onto his father's dream in line with the tradition that we all grow up with. He got into engineering, he was studying for engineering. And Patu's father was a prey of the society. He had limited visions and wished that his only son should be counted amongst the successful children of his counterparts. Success for him was nothing less than the oxymoron for him, since he wanted his son to perform the way he wanted to instead of his son choosing his own path. Now, Patu received endless retribution, humiliation at home due to his non performance in academics, yet he could garner the self belief in himself to rise up from the ashes where he got scalded by failure. He found his much needed encouragement from his uncle, some of his friends, and an unequivocal cousin and his home servant. He paraded his way through thick and thin amongst a bucket full of failures and fistful of success to graduate into a vibrant teenager. Now, this first phase of the book tells about the building up of the character Pattu, how he struggles, how he wants to come across, and now we come to the second phase of the book. So the second phase of the book is called sustenance. Once we are out of the shelter of school and home, we are let loose into the hurly-burly of the world. There begins the process to sustain ourselves through various upheavals of time during the molding of career and at the beginning of a corporate life. It is never the same as it used to be when you are going to school and staying at home. A lot of opportunities appear at various junctures which make us rediscover our latent self and help us grow as an individual and Pattu grew as a public speaker, a coach, an efficient manager as opportunities came, but still could not wriggle out of the manacles of his father's dream. He finally completes his engineering and joins Tata Steel, but realizes soon after that his real goal was getting into a more mobile role. He gave up his job to move to the realm of the affluent society at the National Capital Region or the NCR to complete his MBA course. Now, this transition from a small town to the locals of an uptown Ghaziabad, though gives him a cultural shock, but he prepares himself to face any eventuality. So, this is the flight stage of Patu from a small town guy into a big city. And now comes the third phase of the book, which is called the heartbreak. So we all have heartbreaks. People whom we rely upon, love and trust, are loyal to, sometimes give us the biggest jolt in the lifetime. Some people fail to overcome the jolt, but a resolute invariably shows the resurgence after every downside. Rejection by a would-be life partner almost always sends many naive individuals of the impressionable age to the realms of depression. However, when the mind has framed a goal and a method of living, heartbreaks are not difficult to live with, but to live through his anguish of rejection to earn himself an envious corporate job in Mumbai, and through his upbeat nature manages to win hearts and friends even in an alien territory. Now, Bombay or Mumbai is a very friendly place as such, but it's only good enough as good as you are. So he starts his family life with another mature individual who supports him through every turn of time to give him the strength to move forward at full throttle. Now, we come to the fourth stage of this book, which is Ed to Singapore. Are you offended every day? Now, Patu shifts to Singapore at the height of his career and starts flourishing in the pristine land. Singapore is beautiful and lovely, isn't it? His caliber gets proper recognition from the stalwarts of his company, and he soon moves into top gear of achievement. Singapore is a queer country like Every other developed country pampers a snobbish attitude towards outsiders. There is always a barrier between them and us within a population measured by expatriates, which sometimes brings to the fore the personal insecurity and biasness that rule the society of the so called progressive nation. Patu, meanwhile, showed great character when he decided to adopt an orphan among heavy criticism and opposition from parents, relatives, and friends. But his wife and daughter supported him throughout the whole process to make the effort meet success. It was exemplary. A poor boy not only found a home, but found loving parents and discovered his right to live a proper life. A freak post on the Facebook on the Indian Independence Day depicting a person wearing a t-shirt with Singaporean colors to reveal the Indian tricolor within creates an unnecessary storm in the social media. The pseudo-nationalists went up in arms, trolling endlessly at Indians, questioning their loyalty and integrity. Pattu was soon fired from his job due to undue pressure from the media and was made to leave the country in disdain. All the good work done by him for his foster motherland lay mutilated within a matter of hours. The whole episode happened through a state of confusion, indecision, and anti transparent proceedings to leave a sorry opinion to the capability of the progressive nations of the world. Let's come to the fifth and the final phase of this book, which is called The Resurgence. The bruised and broken Patu returns to India to face further volleys of questions, appeals for justification, and queer judgments from the near and dear. However, amongst the gloom of insult and injury, he rekindles his passion for music, sports, collaboration, art, and literature. Egged by his strong intent, he joins his childhood friend Kamal Bose to write down his story for the world to read. He also finds acceptability and respect in his new fraternity and manages to create something from nothing. He takes over a football team from the bylands of South Kolkata to train them with nuances of various skills which he has researched from the life of Pep Guardiola. The team rocks the Calcutta Football League and with its unique style of the game and that catapults Patu once again into the corridors of fame. Now, Patu's immaculate ways of handling failure, finances, and relationships helps people tide over the lockdown period and enjoy an unrestrained life of comedy. The unique fight against odds and fake principles of the world to discover the talent of that individual from within through every pitfall and downside is the tale of the resurgence of the resilient. So that was the story from this book. Now, my take on this book. So this has a protagonist, it has a storyline, it is running in a very fictional format. However, there are some non-fictional self-help advice hidden in this book. What do I get from this? I get to learn a lot of motivation. Life throws lemons at you, make lemonade out of them. What is the character of Lord Rama? Why he is worshipped like a god in India? He was a man who walked this earth. There is a history behind his lifestyle, his principles, his living. And if you see his story, how much of drawback and setback he felt in life, how much he faced in his life. In his teenage, he was taken away by a sage from his palace and comforts into the forest to fight the demons. He was about to be crowned as a king, but things turned other way. He was exiled and banished from his own kingdom. He walked on foot with his young wife down into the jungles, into the unknown terrains. He made friends with whoever he came across with. He tried to help in whichever way he could. And somebody came and kidnapped his wife. Just imagine if these things happen in one individual's life, how broken that individual will be. But what he did not lose courage. He did not give it up. He did not think of ending his life. He stood up and fought back. This is what resurgence of the resolute means. This is one life which is given to us. We are lucky. We are born as humans. We are more enabled than any other species. Now, coming to that, as a strong species, we have to be more responsible. So, this book tells me how to get the inner motivation on, how not to give up, how to keep your fight on. This is the crux of this story. And that is why I recommend you strongly to read it. There are so many instances, so many anecdotes, so many scenarios, so much of thought going into the protagonist's mind, so much of help and support he tries to get through his support system. I find this a very amazing book, written in a very nice way, and hence I'm recommending this to you. So, viewers, I hope you loved the context and the storyline of this book. And I strongly recommend you to please grab a copy of this book as soon as possible and read it completely. Do let me know if you liked this kind of episode from Sip and Talk with Vikram. Would you like me to do more book reviews? You can send me your books, I'll review them for you. And with that, thank you. Keep sipping, keep talking to me,